Hi everyone, it's Lindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another sold video of everything that sold on eBay during the last 2 weeks of October. So again, I just pulled out 10 items that I felt had some sort of a significance that sold in my eBay store over that time. And I figured we'd just kind of go over these 10 items. I'd tell you anything significant about them and let you know how much money they made me. So let's go over to my computer and we'll take a look right now. Oops, I forgot to turn on my phone. Okie dokie, let's get going. The first thing that I wanted to show was this pair of men's Big Star jeans, size 38 by 34. These did not sell for the $35. I did end up taking a best offer of $20.49 after various negotiations back and forth. The reason why I did take an offer of $20.49 was because it was missing a button. Because they were not in perfect shape. I wasn't expecting to get $35, but that's what I went ahead and listed it at, thinking that it gave me plenty of negotiation area. So these did end up selling in about 8 weeks, I want to say. So they were not listed too long. And when all was said and done, after shipping and cost of goods, my net profit on this item was right around $20, which is pretty awesome for a used pair of jeans. Whoopsie, just kidding. I forgot to take into account the cost of shipping. So when I take the cost of goods and the shipping into account, this pair of jeans netted me right around $14, which is still a pretty good turnaround. Okay, this coat was a Maxima Wilson's leather jacket with some faux fur lining. It was a size medium. I was so happy to see this go. I cannot even pretend. This coat was listed for so long. I actually went through 2 different series of photographs with it. I did have one initial photograph, or what words am I thinking of? I had one initial round of photographs where it was done as a flat lay, and I did it like 2 years ago. Not even kidding. I listed this coat 2 years ago and it sat listed for a year with the first round of photographs and it never sold. And so I ended up rephotographing on this mannequin or torso, whatever you want to call it, body form. I rephotographed it on this and it sat listed for almost another year. I don't even use that body form, that dress form anymore. So this thing was listed for like 2 years. It finally did sell for the $14.68 plus shipping. The shipping cost is not accurate though. It actually sold for $13.50 shipping because it was based on weight. This just automatically, for whatever reason, when we're looking at it, it automatically defaults to the closest location to me, which would have been $8.50, but this went to North Carolina, so it was actually $13.50. So I am so happy to see it gone. I'm not exactly sure what made it take so long to sell. It did have a couple of spots on it, but I mean, they were really small. I mean, see that small color spot there. There was a very small color spot here, but I really don't think that it was that kept it from selling, especially because it was such a good price. So I'm not sure what took it so long, but it's finally gone. It is done. And after all is said and done, after eBay fees, PayPal fees, cost of goods, and the shipping cost, I ended up netting right around $11 on this coat after 2 freaking years. It's gone. It's out of my life. Adios. Next up is this Polo Ralph Lauren sweater. Again, it was photographed on the dress form, which means I had it for pretty decent amount of time. It was almost a year this was listed. It finally sold. It did not sell for the $30.60. I actually took a best offer of $23 plus the $7.50 flat shipping. It did go out in a padded flat rate for $6.90. And so after all was said and done, after eBay fees, PayPal fees, cost of goods, and shipping, I netted right around $15.67 on this item, which again is not a bad turnaround. I was expecting to get more for New With Tags Polo Ralph Lauren, and I was expecting it to sell a little bit faster than it did, but it did sell, and I netted over $15 in profit from it, so that's good enough for me. This pair of jeans was men's diesel, size 36 by 34. They are the old school saddle authentic design. You know that they're the saddle because they've got the, there we go, the diesel saddle emblem back there. These were pretty beat up. I probably would have asked a little bit more for them had they not been so beat up. There was some fraying on the hems here. There was some distressing on the knee that was not factory made, that was man-made. And then the biggest flaw that there was a cut in the button. It was the second button from the bottom. I just made sure to note that in the listing. I did just list these for $20 based on all of the distressing and flaws, and someone did buy them for the $17 plus the cost of shipping. And so after all was said and done, after shipping, cost of goods and all of that, my profit was right around $10.50, which is a pretty good turnaround. So don't worry about, you know, some flaws if you have a brand of jeans that are a really good brand. Just make sure to disclose those flaws in the condition. See, I put all of those in the condition here, and then I put them again in the product description. Just make sure that you are very thorough and don't try to downplay anything, because if the buyer gets them and it's not what they expected, then you're going to get yourself a negative or a neutral feedback. I have already received feedback on this item and it was positive. So don't worry about flaws. If it's a good brand, just make sure to disclose it and your buyer will know what they're getting. Okay, so I wanted to bring up this item because I thought that it needed to be talked about. Okay, so this is a size 28 trouser pants by Lane Bryant. It did not sell for $14.17. I took a best offer of $10 plus shipping on it. It was New With Tags. They were the classic pinstripe pants. So when I had initially listed these, I knew that they were going to take a little bit of time to sell because a size 28 is a pretty large size and it doesn't like sell super duper quick. You have to kind of wait for the right buyer to come around, especially someone who is needing pinstripe pants. But this took a lot longer than I expected it to, a lot longer. And I'm thinking that the whole reason why is not only because, you know, larger sizes do very, very well as long as you can wait for that right buyer. But the fact that it was a large size, the fact that they are pinstripe trousers, not everybody needs dress-up pants that are a size 28. And the fact that Lane Bryant is pretty oversaturated right now. So those three factors, I think, made it take even longer for these pants to sell. So just know that if you are buying Lane Bryant pants in a much larger size, I do think that jeans sell better. Maybe even solid black pants would have sold faster than these, but you could just tell, or I can tell from my background. I haven't used this background in quite a long time, so I just know that these were listed for a very, very long time. So unless you want to wait around for it to sell, I probably would not buy these again, just because I would much rather get it listed, get it sold, get it gone. And this just took entirely too long. So something to keep in mind.
After fees, shipping, cost of goods, my net profit was right around $4.55, which was definitely not worth waiting for it to sell. Next up is this Wrangler Hero denim jacket. It was an old distressed trucker jacket. It did have some staining on there. Just of course made sure to notate all of that in the listing itself, so the buyer knew exactly what they were getting. But I mean, people a lot of the times look for the staining and the distressing, especially when it's an old Wrangler denim jacket. It did sell for the $22.67 plus shipping, although they did pay $13.50 to ship to them. It was based on buyer location, so wherever the buyer was in the country, it was based on weight and how much it would cost to get the item to that buyer. So that's why they ended up paying the $13.50 for shipping. So on this item, oh, and it was listed for probably close to a year. It did take a long time for it to sell. I expected it to sell a lot faster than that, but I did get it listed kind of in the middle towards the end of winter last year. And so it went through all of spring and all of summer without selling. And then of course it sold in October because it was starting to cool off. So after all was said and done, after cost of goods, shipping and all of that, my net profit was right around $19 on this coat. Next is a pair of men's white casual slacks from J. Crew. They were a size 34 by 34. They did not sell for the $21.11. I took a best offer of $18 plus the $7.50 shipping. Why did I pull this out? Not exactly sure why I pulled this out, but they were new with tags. I'm thinking I probably pulled these out to show just because they were J. Crew, and they ended up not selling for as much as I expected them to, which is unfortunate. I don't sell a lot of J. Crew men's. I'm not for certain if I could have got more for these had they not been white. I'm not really sure what the factor was. Shoot, maybe I pulled this listing out so I could have you guys put down in the comments why you don't think that it sold for more than $18 plus shipping. I mean, shoot, I'm not going to shake my nose up at $18 plus shipping after my cost of goods and everything. My net profit was almost $12. I'm completely satisfied with a $12 profit. That's fine for me. But let me know in the comments. I'm kind of curious. Do you think that J. Crew white pants should have sold for more? They were only listed for about 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. So they weren't listed very long. Do you think it's a time of year thing? Do you think that the price point was spot on? I'm curious to know what you think in the comments. Let me know. So next up are these Allen Edmonds Maxfield woven leather tassel loafers. I was very excited about these because Allen Edmonds can tend to resell $50 and up. So I went ahead and bought them. Now, I just wanted to remind everybody, I do not sell a lot of shoes, right? Shoes are not my forte. I do not know a lot about shoes. I hate listing shoes. I think you guys have remembered that if you've been watching me for any length of time. But they, were only $5, and I looked it up, and Allen Edmonds does have a pretty decent resale value, so I went ahead and picked them up. I expected them to sell pretty quickly, which they did not, which was kind of disappointing. They were listed for almost a year, and they never sold. And not only did they never sell, but they never had a lot of interest. But I think I know why. So these ended up selling on a best offer of $20 plus shipping. They did end up paying up for shipping because of their location. Again, I did do the shipping calculated based on the buyer's location. They ended up paying $16.45 for expedited shipping. So after all was said and done, cost of goods, shipping, and all of that good stuff, I netted just under $16 on these, which I did expect more. But I think the reason was the fact that they are a narrow size. See, I don't know the difference in all of that. So this is all like a big learning thing. So let's all learn this together. So these shoes were a size 11A, which means that they're a men's size 11, but they are the narrow width. And I didn't realize that that might have something to do with how fast these would sell. And so they did sit for a while. But you know what? It's always a learning experience, right? Hey, looky here. Speaking of shoes, I sold another pair of shoes. These were the Ellen DeGeneres Love slip-on taupe sneakers. Is it Dairy? I'm not sure. These also I ended up just selling to get rid of because they were listed a lot longer than I expected them to be. I took a best offer of $20 plus calculated shipping, which the buyer ended up paying $13.35 for the calculated shipping. I did pay a little bit more for these on clearance at retail than I wanted to, and they were just taking so long to sell. I ended up just saying, okay, fine, just $20 plus shipping, just give me my money back. Because again, I don't really like selling shoes. They just take too long for me. So when all was said and done, I did end up netting just under $10 on these, which, you know, it's okay. I could have made more had I not paid so much for them, but I will take what I can get, especially when it's a learning experience. And the last item that I wanted to show was this Charter Club silver embroidered floral sheer mesh overlay top. Yeah, you like how I squeezed in all of those keywords? So this top did sell for the $15.50 plus $4.75 shipping. It was new with tags. This I wanted to just showcase because Charter Club does sell. A lot of people really shy away from Charter Club, but I do sell Charter Club on not only eBay, but also on Poshmark. So if you have a cute enough top or jacket or sweater and it is new with tags, especially if it's new with tags, you can still make money off of it. I ended up netting right around $10 on this item, which was very nice, and it was only listed for about 6 months, which is not too bad when it's a brand as common as Charter Club. So $10 net profit made me very happy on this item. Don't discount Charter Club. Also, Alfred Dunner is another one. Sometimes those brands can really surprise you. All right, so that's everything.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and videos like it, please give it a thumbs up so that I know. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Do not forget to check the video description for useful links. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave so that you can be notified of more content. And I will see you guys with my next video. Bye.